Good afternoon, and welcome to the Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms stream. My name is Dylan Wilks, and I am your host, and I would like to formally introduce all of you to our very first ever Fan Appreciation Week. As you are no doubt aware, streaming is still new to us. This is our third stream, and so we haven't quite finalized our format for streaming yet. So it will change week to week. It'll be hopefully improved week to week. I have a box of things that we haven't unpacked yet in order to better set up our studio and facilitate this being a much more high-end production shortly, as well as a wonderful artist of ours, Michelle, working on a background, because you can see behind me it's a game background, but putting together a custom one to represent our amazing artists and our game, and just I'm pretty stoked about it. Now, as you can no doubt see beside me, just making sure I'm pointing in the right direction because it's opposite of the camera. I'll turn on your mic, Clive, actually. So I would like to introduce our guest for the week, Clive Gorman, the marketing director for Codename Entertainment, who has more than 2 decades of journalism, public relations, marketing, and other game-related experience in the video game industry. He's probably the most experienced communications professional in the game industry working on Vancouver Island here in off the coast of British Columbia, and a veteran of some of the most prominent publishers in the world, including Electronic Arts, where he worked on FIFA, as well as Disney Interactive Studios. So he's been around the block a few times. I'm not sure how many times, but at least a few times, and has learned a crazy amount of things along the way. So we are absurdly lucky to have him, and happy to have him here. Yeah, so I'm just gonna let us go underway because there's a few things I'd like to introduce. So first things first, we are doing something unique this week. For the next week, we are doing a t-shirt giveaway. So if you have seen one of these shirts and you felt like, damn, I want one of those shirts, and there's literally no way to get them, we will be giving away 3 of them to everybody to 3 lucky winners of a raffle. And so that raffle is open over the next week. We're not doing the raffle through the Twitch chat. We're doing it through the link in the corner of the screen that you can see in the bottom left. So if you go to bit.ly/idlechampionshirt and enter, we will be drawing 3 names and mailing them out next week. So we will announce those during next week's stream. So yeah, that is the only way you can get a shirt right now. So I hope we have a good number of people who really want shirts turning out to do that. We also have a number of other raffles that we're doing this week. We're going to be doing full game keys for both Lords of Waterdeep and Tales from Candlekeep Tomb of Annihilation, courtesy of our friends at Playdeck and BCom. And then I think our last... Clive, it says that your BitLink is broken.
BitLink broken. Oh, damn. Okay. Well,
what'd you do?
Let us figure that one out. Erica might be so kind. Oh, she's already done it. Idle Champion shirt. Yeah, that should work in the chat. And we can update it should be right. So it says the right thing. Idle Champion.
Yeah, is it case sensitive?
Could be case sensitive. So try
yeah, it's case sensitive because I know the one that I have in the overlay is correct, so that should be correct.
Yeah, Clemond. Thank you, Clemond.
Yeah,
pointing that out.
Yeah. So yeah, the one that was posted in chat isn't quite right. It's the one that's on the overlay in the corner. So. Okay. Yeah, and then Lords of Waterdeep and Tales from Candlekeep, and then we'll do another final. It could be marketing guru. Yeah. Touche. And then and then the last giveaway on the stream, we'll be doing 3 gold cron chests for someone, and so we'll be trying to aim to do those at about 115-ish and 130-ish and 145. Yeah. But yes, the link is case sensitive, and in retrospect, the font choice for everything that shows everything in capital letters in the corner might not be the best one for a link like this. Right. So that's something that happens no matter how much experience in marketing you have, as we can currently attest to. So let's just double check that this link works. And yes, it does. So the one that Erica just posted works perfectly in the chat. So thank you, Erica. You save us every day.
Erica for the win.
Yep. Yes, and then I'd like to highlight a fan member from the community as well. Where is it? Where did I put that link? I was looking at this earlier today. Garawar, GAARAWARR''S, who did a guide to the Trickster's Delight on Reddit that was so detailed it made my inner OCD happy. I was pretty blown away by that, and so I'm just gonna share that link in chat because well done. We were all talking about that in the office this morning. So nicely done. You kick butt, and So without further ado, let's pull up the game here and start picking Clive's brain. So if you have any questions, please do hashtag question in the chat, because once the chat gets moving, it moves so quickly that it's easy to miss them. So we will do our best to answer as many as possible. And my first question to you is, which campaign should I be doing?
Well, I think we should be doing Liar's Night, which obviously
Liar's Night? All right.
Yesterday, right?
Liar's Night it is. Yeah. I haven't done very much of it yet. I just started, but I did leave it running overnight, so I do have a fair number of tarts, and may or may not have saved a whole lot of those contracts so that I could get a ton of tarts right away. Right. So what do you think? I guess a fair difficulty one would probably be the best one.
Nepal was with us. Liar's Night. We're doing Liar's Night.
So Jurek is asking, how will event favors be converted after the event?
Haha, good question. So what I would say is, for questions for me, if you're more interested in something to do with marketing or any of the things we've done, we can talk a little bit about TwitchCon, which Dylan and I went to. That's definitely the kind of stuff I can answer. And as ever, we always defer to Justin and his mighty brain when it comes to game design.
Yeah. So good questions for Clive are everything related to how the game is promoted, how we get the word out there, events that we go to, that kind of thing. And to a degree, the aspects of the game itself. But if you want to know why one divine favor converts to another divine favor at a specific ratio, that is 100% a question for Justin. We should, y'all should be petitioning to have him join the stream someday, because so far we haven't been able to convince him.
More Justin.
Yeah. And I would have dragged Dave in here, but he's sick because he was up late several nights in a row making sure that Liar's Night was ready to go. Yeah.
I did see a quick question. So Napar, who's been very active in chat, he did actually say, what's the hardest part about marketing Idle Champions?
Ooh, that's a good question.
So I guess the biggest challenge is, we're a modest studio. There's 18 of us. We're not in the, AAA, millions of dollars to spend against marketing. So, you're not going to see a TV campaign from us anytime soon.
Yeah.
So the big challenge...
I wish. That would be sweet.
Yeah, it would be sweet. And I've got a question for you after this, actually. But
am I facing an invulnerable enemy on the first thing?
I think you are.
Oh my god.
Might need to...
I'll just go to the next one, and hopefully that fixes itself, because that's not supposed to happen.
Yeah. But so the hardest thing is actually connecting with people who love Dungeons and Dragons, but who also have a passion for idle games and clicker games. So we've created something brand new which covers both bases. It's the first time a game has ever done that, between Dungeons and Dragons and idle games. So where do you guys hide? And so, like for instance, this last weekend at TwitchCon, it was really interesting to talk to a number of people who maybe their stream and what they usually play on stream is nearly always a game that
holy crap,
isn't
I'm just getting wrecked.
It isn't an idle game, and it isn't.
Oh my god, Justin, why'd you do this to me? Oh boy.
But yeah, it's not. It's a game. It's not necessarily an idle game.
I think we picked the wrong one.
Yeah, we may have. I think we're too strong. Do you want to go back and choose something?
That is hilarious. I got absolutely devastated. I'm going to go back to one. Good lord. I think I'm going to have to click a lot during this one.
Yeah. Use some of your potions.
Yeah.
If you got any left.
Well, it's more that they're just getting overwhelmed because there's so many dudes. Oh man. Oh geez.
I'll rabbit on while you
Yeah. Well,
Try and
there was
make your
a
way through it.
question about why the game eats all the RAM, and it's like, this is an early access game, and like we're gonna work all this stuff out.
Right.
But yeah, sometimes the game uses up some memory.
Yeah.
It fixes itself if you restart.
Yeah, I don't want to miss Nepal's question. So just to finish off that answer, so basically, yeah. So a lot of you guys play games and play idle games in the background, but when it comes to finding you guys online, we scour Twitch to see what kind of games people are playing and try and connect with people. That will turn out someone's playing a lot of Minecraft, and yet we know that from having talked to them face to face that they actually like idle games too. So the hardest thing is really finding ways to connect to people. If you've got a passion for idle games, other than the subreddit, so incremental games, or our own fans who've already let us know that they love things like our past game or Idle Champions, it's just a real challenge, a real struggle to find out where you're all hiding. But we do our best. We're doing advertising on Reddit. We're doing some Google AdWords advertising to try and find you guys as you search for games.
Question, buff Cron, please. That's not a question. One thing that people should keep in mind, though, like, maybe Cron doesn't fit into your current formation, and maybe that's gear related, or maybe you just choose to use Hitch all the time because Hitch is so good. But this game is being designed for the long term, so we're definitely aiming to have every champion shine at least at one time or another. And I don't know if you've tried him out, but Cron hits like a truck. So even though he doesn't get a Shara's buff and can't because he switches with a Shara, holy crap, can he one-shot some stuff with that ultimate. It's just nuts. I'm going to get wrecked again, I think, because I'm just not clicking enough. Stokey, save me.
Have we got any contracts?
Wait, what am I doing?
There we go. Your DPS jumped.
Yeah, I just realized that I had Bruner in front like a dipstick. So that makes a difference. I totally didn't screw that up right away. Okay, so let's kind of get some of these other questions.
I saw another question about the total for Extra Life. So
yes.
For those of you who are watching who don't know, obviously the Wizard team who look after D&D have started an Extra Life campaign where, depending on what milestone you hit, different rewards are unlocked, and we're very pleased to say that the milestone we're involved with was actually unlocked, and so the reward for that was is Adam drawing a turtle.
Yeah.
No particular update on exactly what stage that's at, unless you know. But.
Unless I know. Okay. I don't know what I can say without getting killed by Adam when I step outside the room. So I'm going to say that it is in development, and that I have seen at least one version, and I'm actually really excited on where it's going, and I'm really curious to see where the turtle fits in to the lineup.
Yeah. And if you want to participate in Extra Life and for the D&D team, definitely go onto Extra Life, search for Dungeons and Dragons, and then join in and help out.
Mm-hmm. And just a reminder, so we got a giveaway in 2 minutes. So not quite yet, but be sure to type in !raffle to join in on that once it gets started. There'll be a notification in the chat from Codename Entertainment, which is currently Erica operating that one. Yeah. So let's see. That's a technical question. Let's see. What other Forgotten Realms characters will we be seeing in the near future? I don't know where they would hear about what characters are coming.
So the magic of what we do is that unfortunately we can't pre-announce characters, and we don't tend to pre-announce features or updates or anything like that. We work very hard, very fast until the last minute, or at least the team outside this room work very hard and very fast on updating the game on a regular basis to make sure you guys are happy. As a result, we never want to commit to a particular launch date, just in case we need a little bit more extra time. Maybe in building and launching it, we find out that something needs fixing or changing. So we'll always update you on the day it happens.
That's a really long-winded way of saying we can't say.
Yeah, it's a very long-winded. I guess I guess some people get frustrated when they say, "Yep, we're just not going to tell you." It's like, Here are the reasons. There's a whole build up to that.
I can't count the number of times somebody's asked me when Drizzt gonna show up,
Right.
and it's like, oh, wouldn't that be cool? But that's the answer I have. It's like, wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
Somebody asking about other than obvious buffs like positioning buffs, do you think you'll have Dungeons and Dragons specific buffs like alignment or magic casting? I think that is a great idea. But can't really comment on what's coming up next in the development pipeline. Okay. Here's a good one that is very relevant to you, Clive.
Okay.
Have you thought about possible crossover events as a way to expand your reach?
So by crossover events, and who asked that question? X is it X equals C?
X equals Y.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just all I can read. So X equals Y. So when you say, can I see the question again? It's sort of hidden under.
Yeah.
You thought about possible crossover events as a way. Now, do you mean crossover events within the game, or do you mean crossover events between games, like other publishers? So we'll wait for your answer to pop up.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on because there's currently a raffle going on. So.
Okay. Maybe I should answer in two ways. I guess one is we are definitely working very closely with other Dungeons & Dragons publishers and licensees. So BCom Studios is one, Beamdog are another. We're hoping to work more closely, obviously, with Playdeck. They gave us codes which you can try and win today for their latest game.
Yep.
And so we haven't talked about anything specific to events, but it is a great idea that, if we're all coming out with similar content or similar themed content around the same time, we can do something across the board. So that's one way. And then in-game, I don't know whether I don't think we've ever talked about whether we'd cross-promote between different events. So because we can't pre-announce upcoming events, we can't talk about it in the previous event.
Yeah, so X equals Y added both D&D groups, but also possibly other genres of games.
Oh, other genres of games. So if they like D&D, if they're licensed D&D products, that's a lot easier for us to actually work with other companies, obviously. We haven't talked about or explored doing anything outside of other licensees.
Okay. Somebody's asking, will Ashara get more race options in her diplomacy, or will it get changed? For example, if turtles and lizard folk are added, I could see reptile ally. That is an interesting idea.
Yeah, nothing I can comment on, unfortunately. Yeah.
Okay, so what's next? Why not put the game on mobile? Ooh.
Oh, that's a great question. Why not? Why not? And we'll leave it at that.
Let's see. Oh, excuse me. Would characters from Critical Role be possible?
Now that's a great question. I think, given we love Critical Role here, we all watch it. I've had the great pleasure actually meeting Matt Mercer at the Stream of Annihilation before we actually announced the game, but when we started meeting with people behind the scenes, and we would love to have that kind of content in the game and get characters.
Yeah.
Again, nothing we've got on the plan or anything we can talk about.
Well, there is a precedent to a degree in that, because Arcan is on Critical Role.
This is true. Yeah.
But Arcan is also on Force Grey, and so we do have all of the Force Grey Season 2 champions in the game. But it does set a good precedent for us for the possibility of working with others, but we don't have anything concrete to share about that right now.
I would say we're just big fans, and obviously more D&D.
Yeah,
D&D all the time.
Yeah. So somebody's asking if we have any new purchasable packs coming out soon, and that is a fantastic question, because as part of our Fan Appreciation Week, if you will look on your Steam store page for Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms right now, there is a new DLC, except for the next week it is going to be free. So we have a free starter pack on Steam right now, where you can get a shiny Bruner's shield along with a couple of gold chests. And around the end of the stream next week, that will become our next DLC pack. So, but we wanted to share it with our fans first because you're already supporting us through the game, and we're happy to have you, and it's an honor. So, yeah, if you head over to the Steam DLC page for Idle Champions right now, you can get a free piece of DLC. So actually, in addition to our raffles, everybody's a winner this week.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you guys have been absolutely awesome. So we're here doing this stream because you love the game, and we're seeing more and more people join every single week. And the best thing is, not only are they joining every week, they're hanging around. So
yes.
So again, doing a free DLC to reward you guys for helping support us is a no-brainer, really.
Somebody asking why token generation is so slow this event. Is it slower? It doesn't seem slower than the last event to me, but I'm sure somebody who is much better at math could give me the actual numbers on that.
There's a nice little quote for the
Which one?
or release message. Is it Elitmus? Thank you very much. Very solid advance of the genre from Crusader to Champions. Thanks, Codename. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes. Compliments. I like it. That's so much better than salt.
Yeah.
I mean, I like salt too, because I like flavor. But I like compliments there. That's great. Garawar got it. Roughly one every 30 seconds, which is about normal. Thank you, Garawar, again. So another person asking, is it worth a farming event favor on the event camping? I mean, do we get more favor in the end when we exchange it? That's a good question that I'm not sure either of us can really answer without Justin, who we rightfully fear.
We rightfully fear. He's terrifying.
Yeah. Like the closest D&D character I can compare him to would be like, some kind of like Vecna, like an all-powerful
Are you saying
Lich Lord.
A Lich Lord?
No. But
that means Joe's going to chop his hand off.
Oh yeah, right. Joe will steal his hand, and there's no way that'll go wrong for him eventually. What do we have next? Have you guys ever seen U Realms live?
I
haven't.
No.
Yeah,
I'd love to know more.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Let us know, Lance. Is it Willakers?
Lance Willikers.
Yeah, Willikers. Let us know what U Realms Live is.
Yeah. That's a new name.
Yeah.
I was worried that it said Uplay, and I was going to be like, yeah. Let's see what's next. Possibly some DN Diesel action. Oh no, that would be cool.
Man,
if there's anybody who's hardcore about D&D, it's that guy.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, if we could meet more celebrities who love D&D, that's ideal. There's nothing. I mean, we are not anywhere on Vin Diesel's radar, I guess, unless he's playing.
I would
secretly.
suspect not. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Yeah.
This is your chance, Vin Diesel. Reach out to us. We would love to work with you on a character for our game. Yeah. All right. What's next? We have. Oh, that scrolled a whole bunch of questions past. Will you be adding more Dungeons and Dragons stat scaling similar to Hitch's Friendly? That is a fantastic question that we can't answer because that would be revealing information in advance, which is not something we're easily able to do. But it's a great idea.
Yeah. Let's
see. Speaking of Hitch's Friendly, will there be any way to add stats to a character, for example, to give Minsk more charisma? I think Minsk is plenty charismatic, but it's a good idea. Yeah. Let's see. What else is planned for the fan appreciation? So that is a good question that we can both kind of answer. So in addition to the T-shirt giveaway, which follow the link there on the stream.
Yeah.
Enter, and we will be picking 3 winners, and that will be the first and so far only way to get an Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms T-shirt. And then on top of that, there's the free starter pack on Steam right now, which we're probably going to have to re-emphasize many times over the next little while, because just to remind people, like, pick it up while it's free, because it will eventually cost something. It'll be our lowest tier DLC, cheaper than the Brunner, Celeste, or Nayeli DLC, but it's what can I say? It's free loot, and for those of you who have managed to be lucky enough to open shiny loot so far, you know how infrequent you can get them. That's rare. That's more rare than most things so far.
I say tell your friends.
Yeah. Tell all your friends.
Yeah, tell everybody.
Yeah,
it's free.
Yeah. Oh, somebody wanted to compliment us. Thanks for fixing Minsk's stats. You're welcome.
Yeah, we'll take that glory.
Yeah. And if you had an idea of the number of emails that went back and forth and discussions around that, so we're glad that we're making someone happy.
Yeah, we'll pass that on to the team. Although they're all listening, so they'll hear that.
Yeah. So somebody's asking, any way to get upgrades for Stokey even though her event has ended?
Let's see. So traditionally, the upgrades and the gear is available during the event. Obviously, we haven't announced what we're doing with those events in the future, but you can kind of get a sense that in our last game, we would have annualized events where when it came around again, you'd have an opportunity to upgrade. Find more gear and things like that for those characters. But that's probably all we can say at this point without getting in trouble.
Fair enough. Let's see. Question: who is the drunken unicorn modeled after?
What? Drunken unicorn? Oh,
it's right there on stream.
Yeah.
Nobody. What was it like pivoting after Joe did the hand thing? That is an interesting question, and it's kind of not to confirm anything, but there have been discussions about what that could mean for his character in the game, in addition to his character in Critical Role. I know personally, which is to say this is my personal opinion and not reflective of the game or Codename, I am pretty sure that Joe is trying to, with Arcan, just take over the world. That's my guess. Like, every power play he makes, trying to serve his god, like, I bet that's what he's aiming for. I'm betting by level 20, Arcan is the one in control of it all.
Right.
At least that's what he's pushing for. That's my bet. We'll see if that ends up being what happens. I don't know. I assume he'll be back for the next seasons of shows.
Yeah, I guess
we'll see.
He's becoming increasingly more powerful.
Absurdly so.
Yeah.
And honestly, I mean, a lich hand on your
it's the left hand, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the left. Yeah. We'll see. Let's see. What's the designed idea behind the release of the new half-orc hero? No way anyone is going to remove the bird girl in order to use him. She gives massive racial bonuses. That is something that we're looking at.
Yeah. Again, design questions, definitely reserved for Justin on the team.
Yeah. So Faint Karmatic has asked, do you have any plans to promote Idle Champs in the print D&D game modules?
Oh, wow. Do you know what? We'd have to talk to the people at Wizards. So I can say right now, it hasn't been discussed in any way, shape, or form, but that's a great idea. Obviously, we're trying to reach more and more D&D fans. So the way the game is set up, this is a casual way to complement your love of D&D and while you're doing other things at work, where you can't, play.
Are you telling people to play video games while they work, Clive?
Yes. Yes. Our game.
Because
yes,
I mean we do, but we work on the game, so it's like working and playing a game.
No, honestly, tell your boss that I said so. Make sure you have, if you've got dual monitors, it should be running on the second monitor. If you don't, put it underneath your spreadsheet or whatever else you're working on and play our game. But yeah, it's a complementary experience to your love of D&D. You won't be able to play a TRPG at work, probably, unless you're extremely lucky and have a job where you can play tabletop. But you can at least enjoy the world of D&D and see different characters and
tell your boss and get them to boot it up and just remind them it's like you only do have to check it a couple times a day, and then just let them gradually become hooked on it,
right,
and then wanting to play more and more of it. And so as everybody will notice, I do have Krond in my party currently. So let's see, we had another question that was actually something that's good for you. Where is it? Any plans for friends or multiplayer interaction? Not currently.
I mean, one thing about idle games as a whole is they are single-player experiences. There's no opportunity for like PvP or anything like that when it comes to the way you play an idle game. However, It's always fun to see on the forums and stuff when people are comparing notes about formations. Our Discord channel, which we haven't talked about, I guess.
Because we don't have a convenient discord.com/idlechampions link for it yet. Like, we're in the process of setting that up, but it's just not quite ready.
Right.
But there is an official Idle Champions Discord, and the easiest link for it to find, I can think of off the top of my head, is on our Reddit channel.
Right.
In the sidebar, it's listed with our website and our social addresses.
Yeah.
And it's an active community that talks about formation and everything about the game 24 hours a day. Actually, I was reading the messages from overnight last night.
Yeah.
And just because another question came in about asking for a suggestion for party formations for Liar's Night. There are lots of party formation suggestions. Pretty much all the ones for Liar's Night include in the front row where there's only one person, Nayeli, and then in the following row, Bruner at the top, 2 human DPS, either Minsk or Hitch or Jamila or some combination of them. That works best for you based on your gear, with Tyrell at the bottom, and then support classes behind Celeste, Calliope, and in the very back you have Makos and like Stokey, and you're just basically trying to focus all your DPS on the 2 human players in the row of 4, because it's your best option for increasing a lot of DPS, and most of the formations are using that right now. So next, will there be more races in the future?
Again, design questions. I think the overwhelming impression of watching the chat and asking so many design questions here, or people asking design questions, is we need Justin in here one week. So Justin, you're gonna have to come on stream.
We have to summon him.
Yeah.
It'll require some summonings. So it's 131. So there's another raffle on right now that may or may not should maybe wrapping up about now, but no, it should be going. I think still. Pretty sure it's still going. Yep. Yes. So let's see. We got a bunch more questions that are relevant to Clive and myself. Who was your favorite person at TwitchCon?
Oh, now that's great. So we met a load of people, and it's probably worth talking about TwitchCon at length. So Dylan and I went for the 3 days. Our mission was to really connect with as many fans, influencers, streamers as possible, and find out where all those hidden D&D fans are. I mean, some are obviously wearing it on their sleeve because they're actually there to stream D&D. But we're trying to connect the 2 worlds, between idle games and D&D. But so people we met, day 1 we met Adam Coble from
he's wonderful.
He's such a nice guy. D20 fame. We had a chat with him and made introductions, and hopefully we get a chance to talk about doing some stuff together soon. We also I made a little list actually, so I didn't forget, because we
got a whole list of TwitchCon things to say.
Yeah, we met.
Look what you've done.
Adam Coble, if you're not familiar with him, check out roll20.net. He's obviously got a lot of D&D experience, and they have on this channel a regular slot every Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Oh, sorry, destroying the mic. Adam does. It's
right
part
on.
of Roll20. We met with Rudy and Satine from Maze Arcana. So we had the pleasure of meeting those guys before at the Stream of Annihilation, and they're awesome. They're just so nice.
They're a blast. I mean, they're fantastic artists and players, but they're wonderful human beings.
Yeah,
that was a fun chat.
Lovely. And we also met with Kyle and Mylene from the team. Said hello and discussed stuff we can do together. At the show, after their stream, they actually gave away DLC to the fans in the audience, which was really cool. So we got to meet a few people. DLC for our game. If you're interested, so Maze Arcana, and you didn't already know, they've got an ongoing live stream web series of various Dungeons and Dragons campaigns.
If you haven't checked out Sirens of the Realms, check that out. I don't think there's anything else like it even on the internet. That's probably safe to say, but that is some unique artistry. Like, I'm impressed.
Yeah, it's very cool.
And then on top of that, just their other games are great.
Yeah,
the ones they're playing.
And just so you know, so they're on Sundays at 12 p.m. PT. Mondays, they've got Fury's Reach on Mondays. Oh no, is it Fury's Reach?
I thought it was on Wednesdays.
Wednesdays. Oh,
Maybe?
I could probably just read this out, but it might be a bit dry.
Oh,
but essentially, yeah. check out Maze Arcana's website, and that will give you a complete list, including when they stream on this channel. Who else do we meet? We didn't meet with, but I've met them before at the Stream of Annihilation. Girls Guts Glory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we watched them on the main expo stage.
That was fun. Yeah.
And
I get a kick out of them. They're hilarious.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I always call out Sujata Day, who plays Ichabod, the mountain dwarf. She is so funny. I've talked to her about her accent. If you can or can't tell, my accent's changed over a number of years, but I'm British by nationality. Ichabod is an English accented mountain dwarf, which is really highly amusing to me. But she had us in stitches during the TwitchCon session.
Ah, she's so funny.
Where you'll have to check out the VOD, but at the end, she's basically got a magical pickaxe, and she's making the antagonist actually into a pincushion and loving it. She goes, "I live for this."
The part that made me laugh was when she received the invitation and was like trying to read it, but I can't read. That was good. All right, let's see. Question: can we expect to see Idle Champions themed dice or bags for tabletop D&D play?
Ooh,
that'd be fancy.
Yeah, so I categorize that in the great ideas, and let's see what we can do. I don't know. Yeah.
All right. I gotta scroll past a whole bunch of exclamation raffles to get to the next question. Considering the intended idle nature of the game, is there a way to follow the storylines of the adventures without having to watch the game?
No. So the we obviously want you to experience the campaigns and adventures by playing and working your way through the area descriptions. So yeah, there's no way. I mean, not within our game. Obviously, if you really want to know about the campaigns and stuff, so for instance, Tomb of Annihilation, you'll be buying Tomb of Annihilation, reading it. But
good stuff, by the way.
Yeah.
You like T-Rexes that puke zombies on people, right? Because that's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Speaking of, that was probably my favorite part of Dice Camera Action.
Yes,
at TwitchCon.
Yeah, TwitchCon.
Was the goblins being eaten. Yeah. Oh, they played that so well. That was awesome. Yeah,
that was on the Sunday. We also connected with some new people. So Saving Throw Show, the guys on that had a panel talking about running TRPG on stream. Mm-hmm. And it was really fascinating. And right at the end, I managed to sneak up and have a chat with a couple of them and say, hey, we're Idle Champions, let's do something together, and how do we connect, working with those guys. So that was fun. And then Perception Check. So sadly, when we were at Critical Role, Perception Check we're actually doing a stream on the expo stage.
Oh yeah, I was sad to miss that. Yeah.
And for anybody who hasn't seen that, that's with puppets. So D&D campaign with two of the actual players being puppets, handheld puppets. I'm not kidding.
Oh yeah. Somebody sent me a video. Was it you? Yeah, you sent me a video of that, and I was so confused. I was like, what is going on here? There's puppets now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Question: any chance we'll see more celebrity characters like those from Acquisitions Incorporated in the coming year? Great question.
Yeah.
Great question.
What I would say is we'd always love to work with more celebrities who love D&D and have a passion for D&D, and working very closely with the Wizards team in charge of the D&D brand. We would welcome any opportunity. So yes, we would love to do more, and I'm sure there will be opportunities. I think actually now that people like Joe and the Force Grey guys have sort of opened up this world of celebrity in D&D. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to find more and more celebrities who we didn't think were D&D fans coming forward.
Well, one of the things said at TwitchCon, I can't remember which one of the celebrities or influencers were talking about it, but they were saying that it's actually more difficult to find celebrities who don't play.
Right.
Which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's I can't remember which panel it was in, but somebody was talking about how there's a tactile nature to using your imagination and playing something that cannot be an experience replicated in any other context. Like,
right.
You have to sit down and play D&D in order to play D&D.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the things that, like, if you're looking for a way to, you know, have fun with your friends group or make new friends, or, you know, just like a unique gaming experience because, you know, you've played Betrayal at Baldur's Gate too many times or what have you, it's like it is always going to be a completely creative and unique experience every time you play, which is one of the reasons that it's such a beloved game and why we still play it.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it's easy to see why there's such a crossover with performance arts.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Somebody's question, is Hitch's gear purposely harder to get, or am I just unlucky? You are unlucky, and you are not alone. When we unlock my Hitch, you'll see how poorly geared he is. He's the only guy I have who's missing slots still. Oh yeah, there he is. I haven't unlocked him, but like just blues. Oh, I just want some purples.
That might be behind my head, depending on where I am in the stream.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Just looking. Yeah.
Oh no, you're covering that. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's behind my head.
Yeah.
That's better. But yeah, Hitch, gear not so great yet. All right, scrolling past raffles. Can you turn auto progression on when starting an objective?
Yes, I think so. As you start any campaign or any adventure, you should be able to just hit that double arrow at the top.
Yeah, or are you meaning just like as soon as it starts, or are you wanting it to toggle on before the campaign? Because like really, you just as soon as you boot it up, you just click on it. Yeah, which by the way, if you want to get the Jamila achievement for unlocking her before 50, go to 48, level 48, not 49, which I totally verbally diarrheaed onto somebody at one point, but go to 48, turn off auto progress, walk away, come back, buy her. Done and done. Easy achievement. Somebody asking, has offline gold been increased? The ratio that we do offline gold is something that we're looking at. You know, I think Dave said last week that we were stingy, but yeah, we're looking at it. You know, we're kind of always looking at everything and paying attention to feedback, even though we don't always acknowledge every bit of feedback we get, because this is an active game. Like, we're in early access, we're live servicing, we are always looking at things.
Hey, look, Axis of Anarchy. Hey.
Oh yeah, shout out to Axis of Anarchy. Who does a lot of cool things in the community, and we were having good chats with on the Discord.
He says, "Stop ruining the mic." What did I do to the mic? I hit it earlier, but
Well, he probably said that when you hit it.
Oh, it's a while ago.
The way the chat jumps our questions around, it's just kind of a pain. It's 1:42, so we have another giveaway in a few minutes here for 3 gold cron chests for one lucky winner. So good luck, everybody, and Erica will notify you in chat when that gets underway. Let's see, what else do we have? Have you thought of having a writer of what? I'm not sure I get that question. Have you
thought of having a writer? Oh, maybe that means...
Oh, a contest for writing an idle adventure, maybe.
Could be, or maybe hiring a writer to write.
That could be fun. Well, didn't we hire a writer?
Oh, I see. Right. Okay.
Having a write an idle adventure contest. It's an interesting idea.
That is a fascinating idea.
I'm not going to turn that one away. Thanks, Faint Karmatic. Let's see. Questions. Is it normal to only have 1 to 2 characters able to deal enough damage to defeat enemies? At higher levels, yes. So, I mean, obviously your gear will get you to a certain point, depending on how lucky or unlucky you've been. I think the best I've seen somebody do is 50 or 60 with characters at level 1 with only their gear. And then eventually it will get to the point that only the characters that you're focusing all of your buffs on will be able to kill the enemies. But thanks to the update of 3 or 4 weeks ago now, at least the ultimate abilities for all of the characters will still be useful for those bosses. And on the note of ultimates, that's where Kron shines. His ultimate hits hard, like crazy hard. I totally suggest that people try out formations where they're focusing on him, because his ultimate is crazy good. All right, so scrolling down to the next question.
Let's see. Any non-design ones?
Oh, somebody just subscribed to Twitch Prime. Ogre78.
Oh,
congrats.
Yeah.
Thanks for subbing. Let's see. Are there going to be birds in the dungeon areas like rats? Possibly. Can we get a way to minimize the special token window? Every time I'm chasing a fast raven, it flies into that window while I'm clicking, and then...
That's half the skill. That's half the skill. If you get that fast raven around the UI.
I'm not going to say I haven't done that, because I've done it at least once on the stream. And it's obnoxious, but at the same time, it's a heads up that shows where you're at with the event. And honestly, that graphic, I love that pumpkin graphic. That I think Adam did that one, although I could be wrong. I love it. So yeah, sorry it's inconvenient, but you'll just have to time your bird killing for other spots on the screen.
Trying to get the DLC. Now my game is stuck in loading screen. Try reloading, and that's Morgen 87.
Yeah, it's as with many early access titles. Try logging out, logging in, closing Steam, etc. And then put in a ticket if you can. And if you can't, send an email to idlechampions@codenameentertainment.com. And we're on it. I mean, we have an amazing dev team that are always working so hard and like putting in crazy hours. So we will get to it. Let's see what's next. I found this game more enjoyable than expected. How would you characterize or describe the enjoyment you get from playing? Ooh.
So for me,
the
enjoyment really comes out of solving the right formation. So for instance, once you figure out, and this is
I can't
for newcomers to the game. Once you figure out, for instance, that Naeli's ability enables you to boost the DPS of everyone behind her, it's those little moments where you go, aha! If unless you've actually talked to someone else about it, but I've got it. I've figured out that okay, I'm always going to find an opportunity to put Naeli in front and buffing as many people from behind her as possible. And then there's other things like when you reach a boss, for instance, and you figure out that Ashara's ultimate attack actually gives you a bit more breathing room, and then you can combine that with a potion to actually increase your click damage. And combining those gives you enormous amount of satisfaction. I'd say that's where the enjoyment comes from. It's connecting those dots and figuring out the best combination of things to do in order to clear adventures.
For me, it's all about it's actually the formation strategy aspect of it is the part that I get the most enjoyment out of, because I get just a sense of satisfaction out of making sure that everybody's in the right spots, and have I optimized this formation, and how far is it going to get, and then walking away and coming back and seeing how far it got, and did it break a new record, because it's just like that's where I get the enjoyment out of it. And it's, I mean, also let's face it, every time you open something awesome in your chest, that's more fun than it should be. For like,
that's true.
Just a reward. Thanks for asking, Sark Muse. Let's see, scrolling past raffles. Neverwinter has fan-created adventures which can actually be very popular. Have you thought of making a creation kit at some point for this purpose? That's a very interesting question that I have no answer for.
I'd say that's such a new idea. We've never thought about it. So,
that would be a question for Dave or Justin whenever they next occupy the chair that Clive is currently in.
Very cool, though.
Cool. I like that. Somebody's saying at higher levels it is all about Hitch and Ashara. Swap in Krond real quick to fire off his ultimate. Yes. And if you haven't, just keep in mind that in order for an ultimate to have its cooldown come back, that champion needs to be in the formation. But yeah, swapping in champions to nuke bosses and stuff is a great one. I like swapping in Minsk because his AoE attack kind of it debuffs them, so they take double damage briefly. So you can swap them in, smoke the boss, swap them out, and have your formation just tear through it. That kind of thing. Let's see. Can we get a lower resolution choice? That's an interesting question.
Well, it goes down to pretty low, like 728. How low resolution do you want?
yeah. I mean, the UI can only scale so far.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see if we do do different resolutions at some point, but I couldn't speak to whether or not we have plans on that front.
Yeah, I think the way it's been set up right now is the lowest common denominator for most people would be, an average laptop's resolution. So that seems to be the lowest setting.
Somebody asking a question, can we get a gold per second counter? So I'm assuming like in the top, like the DPS, it'd be like this, how much gold per second. That would be an interesting one to do in that, like, unlike Crusaders where damage kind of goes out at a steady pace, and there are swing timers in this. So, that would fluctuate because like you kill a bunch of champions, you get a bunch of gold over a short period of time. But it's an interesting idea. Thanks for suggesting it, but I'm not personally sure how we would do it. Yeah. Will there be some other way to know what buffs are on a hero? Having to scroll over the tiny boxes on their health circle can be tricky, and I have to be very precise half the time. That's so thanks for the question. I'm not sure that that's something that we're currently looking at, but like I'm pretty sure that Matt Gamer Live is referring to the little ones that we have around here.
Okay.
And they can be a little bit hard to. Yeah. What I find I do is I usually go to the character window, and just to the buffs, and it says.
Right. I'll tell you what, and it's worth pointing out to anybody who's asking these design questions, we are capturing these questions in some way, shape, or form, and the team are listening and watching this stream. So I'm sure someone is noting down some of these.
Yeah. Or cursing our names, one of the two.
Yeah.
So let's see. Will we get keyboard hotkeys for the ultimates?
Yes, they already exist. So
do they?
Yeah.
Oh.
So from numbers 1, it depends on what order you.
I know there's a hotkey button down here.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
But essentially 1
through 0. Use champion ultimate.
Yeah. There you go. And depending on what order you unlock them as well. So the order they are on the screen. So for instance, Brunor's ultimate behind us is number 1. I think that's who's the second ultimate.
Second, I'm gonna hit Brunor's ultimate on the next dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it works. No, so next up would be Celeste. Fire's gonna fall on something.
There you go.
There it is. Hey.
So the hotkeys exist.
Cool. 1 through 0. So yeah, there you go. So Ted Faster. There's your answer. It was already put in, and I didn't even realize when was that added. Must have been last week.
Early, and the reason I found out this is because during our closed alpha, I had to make some video capture or do some video capture, and I said to Dave, "Oh, Dave, it would be great if I didn't have to roll over the ultimates." He goes, "Well, use the hotkeys." I was like, "Oh, okay then."
Another person asking, since they missed Stokey, will she return?
Yeah. Again, without giving away too much, because we're not pre-announcing any kind of upcoming content, but if you imagine that was an annualized event. Things happen every 12 months, an annualized event. So, but yeah, design question.
Let's see what's next. Can we please get rid of random target AoE ultimates? It's very infuriating to have your tank engage with 20 enemies and have the fireball, circle of death, flame strike, etc. hit a single enemy that just arrived on screen, and it happens quite often. That is, I understand your frustration, but it's just about timing. It's the same thing where, like, with the Contagious Curse quest, where 2 of your champions are unusable at any given time. There are windows where you can maximize your DPS, where as soon as that curse starts moving, you can use an ultimate at the full value of the DPS of your whole group. In a similar way with your AoE hitting the wrong target, you have to time it. Like, you're taking a chance if there's enemies spread out all over the screen. So obviously your chances are greater of getting it on the group than on the one guy in the corner, but sometimes you're going to get that one guy, so maybe you don't use it. Yeah, sorry. What's next? Okay, but could you add the hotkey to the Ultimate Information tab?
Ultimate Information tab. Do you mean call out that those buttons? Well, I guess it changes. I mean, we couldn't. The game team, the guys who actually do the magic and make this work and make it a great game, they probably tell us what's achievable. But I'm assuming because you unlock the ultimates, depending on which character you have in your formation, that number will move. So if you take out, for instance, Celeste in this formation, then the next ultimate looks like it'd be Naeli's unless you replace Celeste. But still, we're recording and noting down all the feedback.
Yeah. I like getting suggestions in because you never know which ones are gonna really work, and like maybe some of them are achievable really easily, and some of them might take more development. But it's always nice to get more suggestions in. It's not that we didn't expect to get design questions, but Clive being our marketing guru, we can speak as experts towards the marketing aspects of the game, but you want to get it deep into design questions about why one thing is this percentage and why something else is the other. That comes down to balancing. That's a Dave and Justin kind of question. Let's see. Can we get some way to know how many baddies there are in a big pileup? If Naeli is tank, it can get huge piles.
Right.
That's an interesting idea. So what were you envisioning? Like maybe like a number counting up or something along like that?
Yeah. I guess you reach those stages where they can't kill you, but they'll certainly bunch up. But yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Let's see. Are you going to make healing and tanking selections more attractive? Right now it's about DPS, DPS, DPS. That's a great question. It's a good question. It's in the spirit of D&D, or especially some hardcore players, it's like you min-max your characters to do specific things. It's like I created a guy who was so good at punching he can kill anything with a punch. I'm going to punch everything in my gameplay experience. To that end, it's like, depending on how you approach idle champions, like you can approach it and have a tank in front. You can have Arcan or Tyrell as a bear in front, other than Naeli. And depending on how formations go and change, because we have certainly not exhausted every possible combination of formations, it can go a lot of different ways.
Yeah, Mr. Slap 777, he's with us. One punch.
One punch man. Wouldn't that be great? Let's see. I have to disagree about timing the ultimate attacks. If you're sitting on a high level, you're wiping with. Yeah, but that's a different context, right? Like, have you used Arcan's ultimate, which like is amazing at clearing the board and like is a great reason to drag him in sometimes to clear it, or even just to use him as a DPS, because since his buff, he is far more viable as a DPS character than he used to be, and like depending on your gear. But yeah, it's always going to be timing.
So we're getting down to the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, we're in the last 3 minutes here, so maybe another minute or so. Are there any fancy promo codes for watching or being active in the live stream? Yes.
Great question.
In addition to the URL in the corner of the screen, where you can enter to win one of these awesome T-shirts that I may or may not be wearing. One of these, Codename logo on the back. You can be one of 3 people to win one of those if you use the URL in the corner of the screen. Keep in mind that it is case sensitive. And then, if you go to the Dungeons and the Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms Steam store page right now, there is a free DLC for everybody who plays the game that is free for the next week. So we're going to close that after the next stream. But as part of our fan appreciation, that is a way for you to get a couple free gold chests and a nice shiny Brunner shield.
Yeah. And to answer that particular question, check out our future streams, because we have talked about doing some kind of permanent code for the duration of the stream.
Yeah, we do want to give away some other things, but we figured giving away the starter pack with the free shiny and the couple free gold chests would be a pretty good one, in addition to the keys from Tales from Candlekeep and Lords of Waterdeep from our friends at Playdeck and BCom. So it's getting close to 2 o'clock, so I think we're going to have to wrap it up. Thank you so much, Clive, for joining us this afternoon.
My pleasure.
For biting the bullet and hopping in as the guest on the stream, so it's not just me talking to myself and playing the game poorly. I'm going to kind of just start wrapping this up now. Huge thanks to you for joining us. We'd also very much like to thank Wizards of the Coast, without whom none of us would be here. And just to speak to Dungeons and Dragons and the creativity and friendship enhancing and everything about it, how it makes our lives richer. It really is our privilege to be here on the official Dungeons and Dragons Twitch channel. Stick around. I believe the next thing up is Destiny and Doom at 3 o'clock, because I think BCom has moved their stream to Fridays.
Yes.
So, thanks everybody, and it's been a pleasure.